we're going to learn everything you always wanted to know about tofu, but were afraid to ask. Well, that's a joke. But anyway, we're learning about tofu today, and we're going to make a tofu salad, which can be used as a lunchtime meal, and we'll also be making scrambled tofu, which can be used as a breakfast meal. Both dishes are traditionally egg dishes, and that's why we want to learn about tofu, because we want to get away from using so many eggs. Tofu is a very high protein food, and it's also low in fat, low in calories, and there's no cholesterol in tofu. So it's economical and it's low in calories, so all you dieters out there should really pay attention, because it's going to be a good food for you. And we'll be right back. Hi, we're back. So the first thing we're going to do today is make our tofu salad. And as you can see, this is our tofu. There are 10 grams of protein to 4 ounces of tofu. This is a 4-ounce block of tofu, and you can buy it in the store like this. The first thing we want to do whenever we use tofu, because it's packed in water, we take our paper towel and wrap our tofu in the paper towel so that the paper towel can absorb all of the water and the moisture out of the tofu. So we just wrap it around and squeeze it like that. And I'll put that piece there. Get a couple of more pieces of paper towel. Tofu has a very bland taste, and that's what makes it very versatile. You can do a lot with tofu because it will take on the flavor and the seasoning of whatever vegetables or spices or herbs that you mix with it. You can also use it for desserts. You can make a tofu cheesecake, any type of cream type of pie. You can make salad dressings with it. Tofu is really a unique food, and people in the Orient have been using tofu for a long time, so they really know about tofu. Okay, so for our tofu salad today, we've got our vegetables already prepared. We have celery, and I can give you the proportions. So this is 2 blocks of tofu. We've got 2 stalks of celery, 1 medium purple onion, 1 medium yellow squash, and 1 small red bell pepper. And again, I emphasize that it's really good to use a lot of different colors whenever you make your dishes, because it makes it more attractive. So I'll add the bell pepper, all the vegetables into the bowl, the squash, and the onions, the bell pepper. This kind of reminds you of a tuna salad or a chicken salad or an eggless egg salad. And we can mix the vegetables up in the bowl. And we do all this while our tofu's draining. Then, after that, we can take and just squeeze it. As you can see, the paper towel is starting to get wet, and that's from the moisture in the tofu. And I had already drained it and rinsed it off and drained it before I started, but as you can see, it's still basically pretty wet. Okay, so I take that out and crumble it up. Just crumble it up real good. Okay, and what we'll do with this after we get it made today, I've got some pita bread here. I'll show you how to make a sandwich with it. And I've also got a tomato, and we can stuff a tomato with it. You can also just serve it as a regular salad on a bed of lettuce. This is a really good, nutritious way to have a low-calorie lunch. I really emphasize to people who are dieting to investigate tofu and really start using it. Okay, and we'll just mix this up. I'm making a lot because we have a real hungry crew, they always want to come up and eat everything. So I want to make sure I have plenty. And this will give you an idea of how much to make. Now, at home, if you want to make it, say, for yourself and one other person, you wouldn't really need to use this much. This makes a lot. Now we take and mix everything up into the tofu. And I usually do chop my vegetables before I add the tofu. So you want to have all your vegetables chopped up in the bowl and mixed up first before you add the tofu. Now, the next thing we will add, just wipe that off, we will add some mayonnaise. Now, this mayonnaise that I'm using does have eggs in it. Some people would prefer to have this dish completely eggless, and therefore you can buy eggless mayonnaise at the health food store. All right, and that's about a half a cup of mayonnaise. And I just mix that in. I like mayonnaise. This mayonnaise doesn't have any preservatives or sugar in it. So it is a little bit better than, say, your regular mayonnaise that you buy at the grocery store. We mix this all together, and the mayonnaise is what gives it a creamy consistency. Okay? But if you want to make this for somebody who didn't want any eggs in their diet at all, then I recommend that you use the eggless mayonnaise. I like this kind better, though. And that's one thing. We want to advocate having a good diet but not being fanatical about it. Some things just taste better. Okay, so we'll just keep mixing that in until it's mixed up good. Now we can begin to add our seasoning. And I have some nutritional yeast, which is going to boost the nutritional content of this dish because the nutritional yeast is very, very high in your B vitamins. And I'll add about a half a cup of nutritional yeast. And this gives it a really good, I think this is what gives it the taste of a chicken salad or something on that order. Okay, so I mix my nutritional yeast in and just mix it up really good here. Okay, so now we've got protein and we've got an extra boost of B vitamins from the nutritional yeast. Another thing about this dish when you're making it, you might kind of want to taste it as you go along to see where you're at. You don't have to just directly follow any recipe. If you know how to make tuna salad or egg salad or potato salad or something like that, you just basically do the same thing. Now, then I'll take and add just a little bit of tamari. I don't want to add too much. This is 1/4 of a cup, and I'll just add about a half of that, so that won't really be 1/4 of a cup of tamari. And mix that in. And we've got some dry mustard. This will give it just a little bit of a zing. I'll take 1/4 of a teaspoon of the dry mustard. The dry mustard is a little more tart, has a little more of a pep than the regular prepared mustard. This is some good mustard here. I've got some stone ground mustard. It's really good. It looks good. It looks different from your regular grocery store yellow mustard. So one thing about shopping in the health food stores, you'll find that you can buy everything in the health food store that you can buy in the regular store. Now we want to add just a little bit of this spike. This is some vegetable seasoning, and we'll mix all of this up. I've got some curry and some garlic and basil. We'll take and put about a little bit of curry. That'll give it a nice yellow color because the curry has turmeric, and that's what makes the mustard yellow. And then we can add a pinch. We've got a pinch of this basil. We'll add that and mix it all up. And as you can see, that's really coming out really nice. That red bell in there and the yellow squash, the purple onion, makes it really beautiful. And you know what else you can do with this? When you have to go to a potluck or a party or something, and you want to take something, you could put this on a tray with some crackers around the side, and it'd be like a dip. And that's really good too. And you can make other dips with tofu. And I'm just going to taste this just a little bit. Boy, that's good. I don't think it needs anything else. Maybe I might put just a little bit of this garlic powder just to give it a nice zip. And don't be afraid to eat garlic. If everybody eats garlic, nobody will know, okay? I mean, you know, it won't be on your breath because everybody will be able to smell it. All right, so there we are. Isn't that fast and easy to make? Now, what I want to do is show you. You can take and get some alfalfa sprouts. And alfalfa sprouts are really good for you. You should really start incorporating them into your diet. And anytime you can put lettuce on a sandwich or, you know, something like that, use alfalfa sprouts because they really have a lot of nutritional value. And the head lettuce doesn't have that much nutritional value. It's all the nutrition's been bred out of it, okay? So you use your sprouts because this is a living food, okay? And it's got enzymes. The enzymes are really good for you. They're going to help give life back to your body. And remember that if you want to have life and health, you've got to eat living foods, and sickness and death come from eating a lot of overcooked and overprocessed foods. So we put our sprouts there. This is pita bread, pocket bread. It's whole wheat, doesn't have any fats used. So again, it's ideal for dieting. It's low in calories, and it doesn't really weigh you down like a lot of bread can do. So we'll take and just put our tofu salad right down in there, stuff it right down in there. Isn't that nice? That makes an interesting sandwich. You take this to work with you and everybody's gonna go, ooh, what is that? Can I have some? Can I taste it? Next thing you know, everybody will be getting off into a health food kick, okay? So I even saw an ad, there's a major restaurant that advertises on TV. They use pocket bread sandwiches now. All right, so you just stuff that down in there. That makes a real good sandwich. The other thing that we want to do with our tofu salad, I'll just put that right there. If you wanted to do something real creative with your tofu salad, you could take and stuff it into a tomato. Now, isn't that something? And you could put some lettuce on a plate and you'd have it on there and just pile it right up. Boy, isn't that something? That would be like something you would have in a gourmet restaurant or something like that. So we can put it there. You could make something like that for a party and just have them all around and people could eat it. Okay, so basically what we want to remember about tofu is that it's a high protein food, and also important for vegetarians is that it's a complete protein. That means that it has all the amino acids that your body needs. So if you eat protein with a grain or with a seed or beans or something like that, you will get really a lot of protein in your meal. And again, there are a lot of things you can do with tofu. Tofu is a very versatile food. You can even take it and slice it, broil it in the oven, put some tamari on it, but whatever, we'll be right back and we'll be doing some more things with our tofu.